Hi guys, welcome to another movie crew review. Today we'll be reviewing The Wild Robot.
The movie star Lupita Nyong'o, Pedro Pascal, and Kit Connor.
So in this film, based off the New York Times best-selling book series, we find Roz, a robot shipwrecked after a tsunami on an island filled with only animals, as she takes under her wing a little baby Brightbill to bring him to fruition and make sure he makes the journey through the summer. So let's get into review, and I'll be starting us off today. So I really enjoyed the animation style of this film. I think that it really complemented the books and the art of the books. So it was nice to see DreamWorks stick to the original book stylings and not change it up too much, which was nice. And I think that the actual story was the main driving thing that I enjoyed probably the most. It's nice for both kids and adults because you get the aspect, it's teaching probably kids more about the side of death, but in a way that isn't too traumatic, if that was to be my best guess, as I'm not a kid anymore, so I can't give that aspect. But more on the side of the adult, it was a nice story about love and finding family. So I think that the actual storyline of Roz the robot caring for Brightbill and taking the Fox character as a friend through the journey makes it a really nice way to show that she has learned to become a mother and break her programming, but cares for him and really becomes like a surrogate mother to him. So I like that aspect. The voice casting was really good. The Beaver was one of my favorite actors, Matt Berry. He's just got such an iconic voice. So I really enjoyed him throughout the film. You got heaps of actors in it. Mark Hamill is the big grizzly bear. You've got Bill Nye. He's the goose Longneck who helps Brightbill throughout the journey. So I think that really all the cast was strong, and even Lupita Nyong'o, she was really good doing the robot voice because you can see it changes slightly throughout the film, but very minute, so it's still got that kind of robot sense, but in a natural way. So I think the cadence was really well. And yeah, the film was just something that was positive. It had some darker tones to it, but nothing too bad to take children to. So I think it's a good film that can teach kids a lot about death and family. But overall, it's a great watch. Cameron?
Yeah, this movie was gorgeous. It really did take my breath away at the style and the art that they went towards. And it just, I was just gobsmacked of how beautiful it just looked throughout the whole movie. I think the standout for me was just the different aspects of all the different animals there and how they individually had different traits that really honed in on. And so you knew exactly that animal's got that trait and that animal's got that trait, and they all piece it together nicely to make this, it's just a beautiful story come to life. And I really enjoyed the whole movie. It was, like you said, it has emotional ties throughout the movie. It's not just like one emotional lead. It actually pivots up and down throughout the whole movie of how it makes you feel about the whole aspect of every character in there. So I really, really enjoyed this movie. Yeah?
So the concept of robots with humans has been done a lot of times. So this was something fresh, something different, but the execution is even better, not just the concept. I think the main focus is about the relationships here. Even we are in the wild, and somehow the characters are so in depth. Like, just take example of Fink, who is when we meet him in the beginning, he's just a sly fox, but slowly we learn about him and also his character changes. So it happens with all the characters. It's so well done, and I was very emotionally invested in the movie, and I felt when, like, I didn't notice when Rogers started to develop feelings. And like the movie is going on, I was like, I didn't actually pinpoint to exact moment, because in a lot of these movies, we get that moment. They sort of make you force into it, like, oh, the robot is having feelings now. But here it was so naturally done. The transition was so good. Like I couldn't tell when exactly Ross was having feelings for Brightbill and for Fink and for all the animals. And the way, like Cameron pointed out, that all the animals has like some specific part, and the way at the end they all came together to fight an evil force was so good. And I had so many emotions throughout the movie. I was laughing a lot, and yeah, I had even cried for a couple of times. Such a great movie, and I couldn't recommend it many.
Yeah, I think that the way the story is told, it's like in 3 sections. It's her with Brightbill and then helping all the animals out and getting them to work together. But the ending really culminates and really makes it special. I like that scene where she was going and grabbing all the animals and bringing them to the shelter that she made for her and Fink and Brightbill. I thought that was just really nice because they're fighting. They're obviously fighting when they get together, but then when she, overcomes that, they all are friends in the end.
Yeah,
And work
they
together
all
really
unite
nice.
for the one cause,
Yeah.
which is to stay alive.
Yeah, and it has an ending that really makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It's not like the perfect ending that
No, it's
probably
not.
would have been,
Yeah.
but it was the ending that made
I
sense
think the
of the
movie,
film.
yeah, they deserved it. Even Ross is, we don't know, we just call it she, but because she's raising Brightbill, yes, but it's so natural, it's coming out natural she, because even it's a robot, so
Yeah, you don't think of it as an inanimate object
Yep,
that's doing
yep.
something. You think of it as a person.
Yeah.
Even the animals, like we treating them, each character as like a
like
human being.
Yep.
And I think that's really good based on the writing of the characters and making them feel like they're human.
Yeah, it keeps us more invested by humanizing everything
Yeah.
and just the relatability you can have because they have such a broad aspect of even just the babies of all the animals. They all individually sound different and
Like
act
all the-
different.
like all the
possum
possums.
babies.
Yeah.
was so
They were
funny.
hilarious. Even all the little geese when they were in the
Yeah.
pool, they all sound like their own individual
Yeah.
person when they're flying and they're all.
Mm.
It was just fantastic. Catherine O'Hare did a great job as the mum,
Yeah.
helping Roz along the way. So it was good to see that there was some influence to helping her become a mother for
Yeah.
the child and helping her along the journey. But yeah, I just think that the film is well written and the message it gives is really nice. There aren't a lot of animated films that have such a message that's interwoven that it's not really like in your face, if that makes sense. Because a lot of the times when you watch an animated film, the message is very like it's forefront. It's the message and then the characters or whatever to make them fit in that. Whereas
Yeah.
this film felt like all the characters were well rounded and the message was just naturally within. So yeah.
Yeah, but like I said before, because I think it had the different climaxes. Usually an animated movie has one gradual climax.
Yep.
And you reach that point and then the movie ends. Whereas this one had about 3 to 4
Yeah.
different peaks of emotion and you think the story could end there.
Yeah.
But it
Well, that
kept
was-
going and building up to even bigger
When
climax.
Brightbill
Yeah.
she gets to complete her task, because in the film when you watch it you'll see that she's mainly motivated by completing tasks. That's what her modus operandum is. So when she gets to that part where Brightbill flies off, it feels like that could be the end of the film.
Yeah.
And then we have a whole second act. And so for me it was like 3 separate acts that just fit nicely together. Could have been their own things, and it was nice that it wasn't stretched out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it flowed really well.
Yeah.
It really kept me entertained throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, it was just under 2 hours, about an hour 49 minutes, but the pacing was just perfect for how they've done it.
All right, guys, going to give us scores.
Yep.
Moon, how many Brightbills out of 10?
I get 9 Brightbills out of 10.
John?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the same page as Moon for this. 9 Brightbills out of 10.
Yep, we're all on the same page. I'll give it 9 Brightbills out of 10 as well. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.